Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I love this bag. This is an update to the Louis Vuitton on the go voyage bag that I made a review of about a month ago. And I did use it for work for about 2 weeks, and it was great. It was fabulous. It works really well with my London fog bag. But I did go on vacation. And actually, I had a sleepcation vacation to Las Vegas at the Bellagio. And then I came back for a week, and then I did a road trip to my parents' home and used it for that as well because I wanted to try two different suitcases just to see how it worked. And right here, the pictures that you see is from my road trip. And this Louis Vuitton Horizon bag is the knit one, which that's the only kind of luggage I would buy from Louis Vuitton because it's weatherproof. And so it's easy to wipe clean if it gets dirty. It's easy to, take off if it rains. It's really not going to hurt the bag. And it's also kind of stretchable, so you can kind of overpack and everything still fits and you can squeeze it in there. And so that's one of the things I love about that Horizon bag. The one thing that it did not have was the actual bag that goes on top of the suitcase when you use it as a carry-on. And that was one of the things that was frustrating me. And I found this on-the-go voyage bag about a month ago, more or less. I think it was in May. And because of that sleeve is the only reason I bought this bag, and it was really worth it. So now I did go on a trip. I did take a picture at the airport, and then I took a couple of pictures at the hotel. But even though it was really hot and very bright because Vegas kind of had a heat wave this year, we're in summer 2024, and it was, I guess, a room that had a little shade over. And so even though it was really lit in the room, for some reason the pictures were kind of coming out a little darker. So I'm going to have just a few from the hotel, not many. But here you see the front and the back of that bag. And so I decided to take the Gucci one just because most people probably have a regular luggage. And it fits the little trolley, as you can see here. That sleeve fits the smaller trolley handle, but I would put that handle there as well, just for extra security. It did work well, even though, and so this is how I had it on the way. I did use the hook, and I even put it through security with the hook on, and nothing came out. So I was actually very pleased with this bag because, and I did quite, honestly, I did have some, like a cosmetic bag in there, and I did have a zipper bag for loose things. So because that bag was inside, and then anything else that was kind of free, I put it in the zipper compartment. So when it went sideways into the security area, nothing came out. And so I was actually very pleased and surprised about that. So I actually like the hook part. At first I thought maybe it needed a zipper, but it really doesn't. The hook works really well. And if you have a lot of small items, I would just suggest to have either like a cosmetic bag in there that keeps everything together, or a very large Ziploc bag, and you can put it inside one of the compartments, and that'll work. It worked really well. I also did actually buy a water bottle, and like I said in my future plans in my past video, I did put some napkins on the bottom of that pocket. I put it into a plastic bag, and it held very well, and so the bag itself didn't get wet or anything like that. Now on the way back, did go to Vegas, not just for a sleepcation, but I also was looking for a specific Dior purse, and I purchased it. Had I taken my Louis Vuitton carry-on, it would have fit in the suitcase, but because this Gucci bag is kind of divided, it did not fit in there. So the new purchase, I overstuffed this tote, and the On the Voyage bag still did pretty good even though it was overstuffed. I did use my little pochette there, and I hooked into one of the straps of the On the Go bag, and it worked really well. And so I could just take stuff out for the airport and put stuff back in. Also, that sleeve has a zipper, and I was able to put my phone in there, my boarding pass, petty cash, and lip balm, things like that. And so I was able to take things in and out in the airport without, basically having hands free. I also took a very large checked bag, and I did that just to make sure to see how this bag would work with just one hand. Both suitcases, one on each, and I didn't have any trouble with this bag getting loose because this sleeve is a little loose on one of the original trolley handles. It's not very tight, but like I said, by using that handle, it kind of keeps it together. Also, the only mistake I made on the way back, because this is on the way back, as you can tell, because, it's overstuffed, you buy stuff and things like that. It did kind of slide over when I'm getting out of the airplane and I'm leaning the whole bag to walk up into the gate. It did slide over a little bit. It did not fall off. It did not tip over though. So pretty, I would say on a regular handle, maybe an 8 out of 10 because of that. You need to make sure that it's just even. Had I made sure it was an even weight on both sides, I think it probably would have not swiveled. But I will try that again. I just didn't think about that, and I didn't evenly distribute all the stuff that was inside the On the Go bag. Okay, but all in all, it really did a great job. It went through the airport really well, getting through the taxi cab and the hotel. Nothing spilled over, going through security, not just once, but twice. On the way over to Vegas, it looked like this, and I had the little handle. On the way back, because it was overstuffed, I actually used the removable strap and hooked both of the handles together, and you can see that over here. And so this right here actually helped it kind of stay closed since it was overstuffed because of that other purse. And it worked. It worked really well, and that strap actually fit through both handles, and because you can remove it and put it back, it worked really great. So I was able to loop those things and then hook it back to its original, that handle piece that's over here on the side. And it worked for the whole thing. And on top of that, usually I put that bag under my seat. However, I went to the wrong gate. So by the time I went to the right gate, when I got into my seat, the other person next to me took my space under that seat. So the stewardess actually took my bag because she didn't want it sticking out of the, there on the floor, and they put it up on one of the compartments on top, which I was kind of worried about. I was worried that it was going to tip over and stuff was going to spill out, and it didn't. It worked really well. So I guess I would do 9 out of 10 because when I went out of the airplane, it kind of swiveled, probably only because I didn't even out the weight. And I should have done that. Okay. However, if I had used my Horizon suitcase instead of the Gucci suitcase, now if you see on the Gucci suitcase, you see right here that there's still a little space, and that's why it might move a little bit. Okay. But putting that handle over through that other trolley handle, it's kind of, you have double the support. And so it works fine, okay? But I would suggest to use it with a Horizon. And so with the Horizon handle, only if you have a Horizon suitcase, that really worked really well. And so this was my road trip to Laredo. Not only is this sleeve pretty tight, you can also put the strap around the actual handle. And so you have double support there. And I did tip over the luggage. I forgot to take a video of that. It worked really well. and so it didn't spin over, even though it was not even in weight. But because it really surrounds the handle really well and it's not loose at all, it was a very good grip. I did overstuff the bag as well, just to make sure when I came in, and it didn't matter. That sleeve does a really good job. So I would say 10 out of 10, the Horizon handle, which makes sense because this sleeve was probably made specifically for that Horizon handle. I know I've been asking for it for more than half a decade. I bought that Horizon bag in 2019, I believe. Okay, and so this bag just barely came out in 2024, in May 2024. Now I also made this picture sideways so you could see how the bag fits. Now there it's kind of a little bit half empty, and the Horizon is half empty. I definitely used this bag for work, and I had pictures of that before on the other video, and it works great for work. And originally, when I first bought it, I thought, man, I wish it had a zipper. But now I'm actually glad it doesn't have a zipper, because I can just take things in and out without problem. Also, by having that little latch, even on the road trip and even on the flight trip, you're able to put things in and take things out. If you're worried about anything slipping out, you can put it in the zipper pocket, and that zipper pocket works really well. I had a friend who was saying, well, I usually like the Forever Full bag because I can just stuff things in there, especially for travel. But this one has more organization. So if you like the Forever Full but you like organization, this bag is better, because the Forever Full doesn't have any organization at all, and this one does. And so you have the 3 pockets, and also, I mean, that one zipper, and then you also have that pocket on the outside. So by having this towards me, especially at the airport, I could take things in and out, take my phone out and double check my gate, things like that. And I can just deal with it with one hand and have your coffee on the other hand. So all in all, I would say it's a 10 out of 10 as a travel bag. Also, 10 out of 10 as a work bag. I personally don't like big bags to use for personal use, but I did see someone in Vegas with this type of bag. It was kind of big like this, but it wasn't the two-tone color. It was, I think, kind of like a black with gold on it, but it did not have this sleeve. And she did have it as a shoulder bag, walking around with it. So I guess, some people do like, those big bags. I actually put a different purse in this one, and I walked around with a crossbody purse. So, but if you do like those big bags to have as a shoulder bag, this could work. It's kind of heavy because it's leather. So I would say that depends on your preference. I know my preference are smaller bags for daily, but definitely this bag, I have no regrets. I am very happy with it, and I see this as not only a travel but work bag for, it's a forever bag for me. It was something that I was waiting for, especially that sleeve. And that sleeve, again, like the other video, that sleeve is what makes the bag. It makes the whole bag. A long time ago, I bought a big bag like this for travel from Coach. And it's not that I regret it. It's just that the bag became too heavy because of the leather. And once you put stuff in it, it's even heavier. I actually put my big iPad and my mini iPad in this bag for travel. And I put it in that bag instead of the suitcase because I thought, during security that they were going to take it out. I was shocked that they didn't all the electronics outside for the safety, and that way this bag can be a little lighter. But all in all, because it's rolling on top of the suitcase, whichever suitcase you're using, whether it's something like this, like the Horizon, or a regular suitcase that has the smaller handle, both worked really well. And so I'm actually so happy about it. But I just wanted to put an update on there because I know I had mentioned that on the other video. and it's all about the product. I know that I don't get paid anything because I have a very small audience, but and I don't get anything free from these companies. But this bag was so worth it. I would purchase it again. Yeah, I would. So 10 out of 10 for me. I hope this was informational. And if you were on the fence on this bag, I hope that some of those questions were answered. Have a wonderful day and have a great summer.